Human health and disease. 1. Father of medicine is Hippocrates. 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 2. Health was considered as a state where there is a balance of certain dash. Humors. 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 3. This was asserted by dash as well as dash. Greeks like Hippocrates and Indian Ayurveda. Greeks like Hippocrates and Indian Ayurveda. Greeks like Hippocrates and Indian Ayurveda. 4. Person with black bile belong to hot-cold personality. Hot. 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 5. Blood circulation was discovered by William Harvey. William Harvey. William Harvey. 6. Dash disproved good humor hypothesis. William Harvey. William Harvey. William Harvey. 7. Health is affected by genetic disorders, infections, lifestyle. Genetic disorders, infections, lifestyle. Genetic disorders, infections, lifestyle. 8. Define health. State of complete physical, mental and social well-being. State of complete physical, mental and social well-being. State of complete physical, mental and social well-being. 9. Absence of disease means health. F. 10. Among non-infectious disease dash is the major cause of death. Cancer. 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 11. Most parasites are not pathogens. This statement is incorrect. T. 12. Typhoid is caused by Salmonella typhi. Salmonella typhi. Salmonella typhi. 13. These pathogens enter in small intestine through dash and dash contamination. Food and water. Food and water. Food and water. 14. Some common symptoms of typhoid is sustained high fever, 39 degrees to 40 degrees Celsius, weakness, stomach pain, constipation, headache and loss of appetite. Sustained high fever, 39 degrees to 40 degrees Celsius, weakness, stomach pain, constipation, headache and loss of appetite. Sustained high fever, 39 degrees to 40 degrees Celsius, weakness, stomach pain, constipation, headache and loss of appetite. 15. Intestinal perforations and death may occur in typhoid. T. 16. Typhoid is confirmed by dash test. Vidal. 17. Dash nicknamed Dash was a cook and spread typhoid through the food she prepared. Mary Mallon, Typhoid Mary. Mary Mallon, Typhoid Mary, Mary Mallon, Typhoid Mary. 18. Pneumonia is caused by Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza. Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza. Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza. 19. Pneumonia infects dash of the lungs. Alveoli. 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 20. In dash the alveoli get filled with fluid leading to severe problems in respiration. Pneumonia. 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 21. Symptoms of pneumonia are fever, chills, cough and headache. Fever, chills, cough and headache. Fever, chills, cough and headache. 22. In pneumonia, in severe cases dash and dash may turn grey to blue in color. Lips, fingernails. Lips, fingernails. Lips, fingernails. 23. Plague, diphtheria are bacterial, protozoal diseases. Bacterial. 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 24. Plague, diphtheria are caused by Yersinia pestis, Carinbacterium diphtheriae. Yersinia pestis, Carinbacterium diphtheriae. Yersinia pestis, Carinbacterium diphtheriae. 25. Dysentery is only a bacterial disease. F. Both bacillary and amoebic dysentery are found in humans. F. Both bacillary and amoebic dysentery are found in humans. F. Both bacillary and amoebic dysentery are found in humans. 26. Common cold is caused by rhinovirus, rhinovirus. 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 27. Rhinovirus infects the nose, respiratory passage and the lungs. F. It won't affect the lungs. F. It won't affect the lungs. F. It won't affect the lungs. 28. Common cold lasts for dash days. 3 to 7. 3 to 7. 3 to 7. 29. So throat and hoarseness don't occur in the common cold. F. 30. Malignant malaria is caused by dash. Plasmodium falciparum. Plasmodium falciparum. Plasmodium falciparum. 31. Dash is the most serious malaria and can even be fatal. Malignant malaria. Malignant malaria. Malignant malaria. 32. Name the 3 different types of plasmodium which cause malaria. P. vivax, P. malaria and P. falciparum. P. vivax, P. malaria and P. falciparum. P. vivax, P. malaria and P. falciparum. 33. Plasmodium enters human body as dash, infective form, through the bite of dash mosquito. Sporozoites, female anapholes. Sporozoites, female anapholes. Sporozoites, female anapholes. 34. The parasite initially multiplies in dash and then attacks dash. Liver, RBC. Liver, RBC. liver, RBC. 35. Gametocytes, gametes develops in RBCs, gametocytes. 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 36. RBC rupture cause release of a toxin called dash. Hemazoan. 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 37. Dash is responsible for the chill and high fever recurring every dash to dash days. Hemazoan, 3 to 4. Hemazoan, 3 to 4. Hemazoan, 3 to 4. 38. Where does fertilization of gametocytes and gametogenesis of Plasmodium take place? Mosquito's gut. Mosquito's gut. Mosquito's gut. 39. Sporozoites are stored in dash of mosquitoes. Salivary glands. Salivary glands. Salivary glands. 40. Amoebiasis is caused by dash in the small, large intestine. Entamoeba histolytica, large. Entamoeba histolytica, large. Entamoeba histolytica, large. 41. Amoebiasis is also called dash and is caused by a bacteria, protozoa. Amoebic dysentery protozoa. Amoebic dysentery protozoa. Amoebic dysentery protozoa. 42. Symptoms of amoebiasis are: symptoms of amoebiasis: I. Constipation, E. Abdominal pain and cramps, E. Stools with excess mucus, IV. Blood clots. Symptoms of amoebiasis: I. Constipation, E. Abdominal pain and cramps, E. Stools with excess mucus, IV. Blood clots. Symptoms of amoebiasis: I. Constipation, E. Abdominal pain and cramps, E. Stools with excess mucus, IV. Blood clots. 43. Dash act as mechanical carriers of entamoeba. Housefly, 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 housefly. 44. Dash and dash are called roundworm and filarial worm respectively. Ascaris, Whicheraria. Ascaris, Whicheraria. Ascaris, Whicheraria. 45. Ascaris cause dash. Its symptoms are: ascariasis, symptoms, internal bleeding, muscular, pain, fever, anemia and blockage of the intestinal passage. Ascariasis, symptoms, internal bleeding, muscular, pain, fever, anemia and blockage of the intestinal passage. Ascariasis, symptoms, internal bleeding, muscular, pain, fever, anemia and blockage of the intestinal passage. 46. Ascariasis transmitted by feces of infected person which contaminate soil water, plants. Feces of infected person which contaminate soil water, plants. Feces of infected person which contaminate soil water, plants. 47. Diagram showing inflammation in one of the lower limbs dash is shown in diagram. I. Elephantiasis, filariasis. Elephantiasis, filariasis. Elephantiasis, filariasis. 48. X of Whicheraria are: W. bancrofti and W. malay. W. bancrofti and W. malay. W. bancrofti and W. malay. 49. They cause dash, also called dash. Elephantiasis or filariasis. Elephantiasis or filariasis. Elephantiasis or filariasis. 50. They cause acute, chronic inflammation of organs. Chronic, chronic, chronic. 51. Genital organs are not affected in filariasis. This statement is incorrect. T. 52. Whicheraria is transmitted through contaminated water and food. F. vectorborne, F. vectorborne, F. vectorborne. 53. The filarial worms cause a fast, slowly developing chronic inflammation. Slowly, slowly, slowly. 54. Whicheraria usually lives in the lymphatics of upper limb, F. lower limb, F. lower limb, F. lower limb. 55. What is shown in diagram? 2. Ringworm affected area of the skin. Ringworm affected area of the skin. Ringworm affected area of the skin. 56. Genera of fungi responsible for ringworms are: Microsporum, Trichophyton and Epidemophyton. Microsporum, Trichophyton and Epidemophyton. Microsporum, Trichophyton and Epidemophyton. 57. Dash is one of the most common infectious disease in man. Ringworm, ringworm, ringworm. 58. Main symptoms of ringworms is appearance of dry, scaly lesions at dash, dash, dash. Skin, nails and scalp. Skin, nails and scalp. Skin, nails and scalp. 59. These lesions are not accompanied by itching. F. 60. Ringworms are acquired from soil by using towels, clothes, comb of infected individuals. Soil by using towels, clothes, comb of infected individuals. Soil by using towels, clothes, comb of infected individuals. 61. Dash fish feeds on mosquito larvae. Gambusia. 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 62. Aedes mosquito is the vector of dengue and chikungunya. Dengue and chikungunya. Dengue and chikungunya. 63. Use of vaccines and immunization programs has completely eradicated dash. Smallpox. 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 64. Name the 4 types of barriers of innate immunity. Physical, physiological, cellular and cytokine barrier. Physical, physiological, cellular and cytokine barrier. Physical, physiological, cellular and cytokine barrier. 65. Full form of PMNL is polymorphonuclear leukocytes. Polymorphonuclear leukocytes. Polymorphonuclear leukocytes. 66. X of physical barriers. Skin, mucus coating of the epithelium lining the respiratory, gastrointestinal and urogenital tracts. Skin, mucus coating of the epithelium lining the respiratory, gastrointestinal and urogenital tracts. Skin, mucus coating of the epithelium lining the respiratory, gastrointestinal and urogenital tracts. 67. X of physiological barriers. Acid in the stomach, saliva in the mouth, tears from eyes. Acid in the stomach, saliva in the mouth, tears from eyes. Acid in the stomach, saliva in the mouth, tears from eyes. 68. X of cellular barriers. PMNL, monocyte and natural killer, macrophages. PMNL, monocyte and natural killer, macrophages. PMNL, monocyte and natural killer, macrophages. 69. X of cytokine barrier. Interferons for virus-infected cells. Interferons for virus-infected cells. Interferons for virus-infected cells. 70. Macrophages are present in tissues. 71. When body encounters pathogen for the first time, it produces a response called DASH, which is of high, low intensity, primary response, low, primary response, low, primary response, low. 72. Anamnestic response is name given to secondary response, secondary response, secondary response. 73. Amnestic response is elicited on subsequent encounters with the same pathogen. T. 74. Anamnestic response is due to the memory of the first encounter. T. 75. Acquired immunity is a non-specific type of defense present at the time of birth. F. 76. Identify the structure shown in diagram. 3. Label A, B, and C. Diagram 3. Antibody molecule. A. Antigen binding site. B. Light chain. C. Heavy chain. Diagram 3. Antibody molecule. A. Antigen binding site. B. Light chain. C. Heavy chain. Diagram 3. Antibody molecule. A. Antigen binding site. B. Light chain. C. Heavy chain. 77. T cells help B cells to produce antibodies. T. 78. Antibody is represented as dash. H2L2. 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 79. Name all the different types of antibodies present in humans. IgG, IgA, IgM, IgA, IgD, mnemonic, gained. IgG, IgA, IgM, IgA, IgD, mnemonic, gained. IgG, IgA, IgM, IgA, IgD, mnemonic, gained. 80. Dash mediate CMI. T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes. 81. Dash is responsible for graft rejection. CMI. 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 82. Dash and dash are essential before undertaking any graft. Tissue matching, blood group matching. Tissue matching, blood group matching. Tissue matching, blood group matching. 83. The patient has to take dash drugs all life even after organ transplantation. Immunosuppressant. 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 84. Define active immunity. When a host is exposed to an antigen, antibodies are produced in the host body. When a host is exposed to an antigen, antibodies are produced in the host body. When a host is exposed to an antigen, antibodies are produced in the host body. 85. Active immunity is very fast. F. 86. Examples of natural passive and artificial passive immunity are natural passive, colostrum, placenta, artificial passive, anti-tetanus serum, ATS, anti-venom after a snake bite. Natural passive, colostrum, placenta, artificial passive, anti-tetanus serum, ATS, anti-venom after a snake bite. Natural passive, colostrum, placenta, artificial passive, anti-tetanus serum, ATS, anti-venom after a snake bite. 87. Colostrum has abundant IgA antibodies. IgA. 88. Colostrum is dash-colored, yellow. 89. The fetus also receives antibodies from the placenta during delivery. T-Ig. 90. What is antitoxin? Preformed antibodies against toxins. Preformed antibodies against toxins. Preformed antibodies against toxins. 91. In the case of dash and dash, a quick immune response is required. Tetanus and snake bite. Tetanus and snake bite. Tetanus and snake bite. 92. In the case of a snake bite, active, passive immunization is preferred. Passive. 93. RDT has allowed the production of antigenic polypeptides in dash or dash. Bacteria or yeast. Bacteria or yeast. Bacteria or yeast. 94. The hepatitis B vaccine is produced from dash. Yeast, 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 yeast. 95. The antibody produced in allergy is dash type. IgE, IgE, IgE. 96. A running nose is a symptom of allergy. T, T, T. 97. Allergy is due to the release of chemicals like dash and dash from dash cells. Histamine and serotonin, MAST. Histamine and serotonin, MAST. Histamine and serotonin, MAST. 98. Drugs that reduce symptoms of allergy are antihistamine, adrenaline and steroids, cortisol. Antihistamine, adrenaline and steroids, cortisol. Antihistamine, adrenaline and steroids, cortisol. 99. Examples of autoimmune diseases are rheumatoid arthritis, Hashimoto thyroiditis. Rheumatoid arthritis, Hashimoto thyroiditis. Rheumatoid arthritis, Hashimoto thyroiditis. 100. Primary lymphoid organs are bone marrow and thymus. Bone marrow and thymus. Bone marrow and thymus. 101. Secondary lymphoid organs are spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, Peyer's patches of the small intestine, and appendix. Spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, Peyer's patches of the small intestine, and appendix. Spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, Peyer's patches of the small intestine, and appendix. 102. Immature lymphocytes mature into antigen-sensitive lymphocytes in primary, secondary lymphoid organs. Primary, primary, primary. 103. Dash provide the sites for the interaction of lymphocytes with the antigen. 2. Lymphoid organs. 2. Lymphoid organs. 2. Lymphoid organs. 104. Dash is the main lymphoid organ where lymphocytes are produced. Bone marrow. Bone marrow. Bone marrow. 105. The thymus is located near the heart and beneath the breastbone. T. 106. Thymus does not reduce in size with age. This statement is incorrect. T. 107. By the time puberty is attained, the thymus reduces to a very small size. T. 108. T lymphocytes mature in bone marrow and thymus. Bone marrow and thymus. Bone marrow and thymus. 109. Spleen is dash-shaped organ and is the graveyard of dash. Bean, RBC. Bean, RBC. Bean, RBC. 110. It mainly contains dash and dash. Lymphocytes and phagocytes. Lymphocytes and phagocytes. Lymphocytes and phagocytes. 111. It acts as a filter of blood. T. 112. Spleen has a large reservoir of dash. Erythrocytes. 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 113. Lymph nodes are solid structures. T. 114. MALT full form. Mucosa-associated lymphoid tissue. Mucosa-associated lymphoid tissue. Mucosa-associated lymphoid tissue. 115. MALT constitutes about dash percentage of the lymphoid tissue. 50. 116. AIDS full form. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. 117. AIDS is not a congenital disease. T. 118. Syndrome means a group of symptoms. T. 119. AIDS was first reported in the year dash, and it has killed more than dash million persons. 1981, 25. 1981, 25. 1981, 25. 120. AIDS is caused by dash, which is a member of the group of dash called retrovirus. HIV, retrovirus. HIV, retrovirus, HIV, retrovirus. HIV, retrovirus. 121. Transmission of HIV infection occurs through body fluids. Transmission of HIV occurs through I. Sexual contact with an infected person. E. Transfusion of contaminated blood and blood products. E. By sharing infected needles as in the case of intravenous drug abuses. IV. From an infected mother to her child through placenta. Transmission of HIV occurs through I. Sexual contact with an infected person. E. Transfusion of contaminated blood and blood products. E. By sharing infected needles as in the case of intravenous drug abuses. IV. From an infected mother to her child through placenta. Transmission of HIV occurs through I. Sexual contact with an infected person. E. Transfusion of contaminated blood and blood products. E. By sharing infected needles as in the case of intravenous drug abuses. IV. From an infected mother to her child through placenta. 122. The genetic material in HIV is RNA, DNA, and it is enveloped. RNA enveloped. RNA enveloped. RNA enveloped. 123. People at high risk of HIV. I. People with multiple sexual partners. E. Drug addicts who take drugs intravenously. E. Individuals who require repeated blood transfusions. IV. Children born to an HIV-infected mother. I. People with multiple sexual partners. E. Drug addicts who take drugs intravenously. E. Individuals who require repeated blood transfusions. IV. Children born to an HIV-infected mother. I. People with multiple sexual partners. E. Drug addicts who take drugs intravenously. E. Individuals who require repeated blood transfusions. IV. Children born to an HIV-infected mother. 124. HIV spreads only through body fluids. T. 125. HIV-infected persons should not be isolated from family and society. F. 126. The time lag between infection and the appearance of symptoms is usually 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years. 127. HIV enters into macrophages and forms viral DNA. T. 128. Acts like a HIV factory. Macrophage. 129. The enzyme used in HIV virus replication is reverse transcriptase. 130. Infected cells can survive while viruses are being replicated or released. T. 131. HIV attacks lymphocytes. Helper T. 132. In AIDS, a person starts suffering from infections that could have been otherwise overcome. T. 133. Mycobacterium is a bacteria, fungi. Bacteria. 134. Toxoplasmosis is caused by Toxoplasma gondii. 135. The diagnostic test for AIDS is ELISA. 136. ELISA full form, enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay. Enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay. 137. Treatment of AIDS with antiretroviral drugs is only partially effective. T. 138. NACO full form, National AIDS Control Organization. 139. Free distribution of condoms is done to prevent AIDS. T. 140. More than a billion Indians suffer from cancer annually. F million not billion. 141. Normal cells show a property called by virtue of which contact with other cells inhibits their uncontrolled growth. Contact inhibition. 142. The two types of tumors are benign and malignant. 143. Malignant tumors do not damage the surrounding normal tissue. F. 144. Is the most feared property of malignant tumors. Metastasis. 145. Carcinogens are classified as physical, chemical or biological carcinogens. Physical, chemical or biological carcinogens. 146. UV rays are ionizing, non-ionizing radiation. Non-ionizing. 147. Examples of ionizing radiations: X-rays, gamma rays. 148. Cancer-causing viruses are called oncogenic viruses. 149. In normal cells when activated cause oncogenic transformation of cells. Proto-oncogenes. 150. Cancer detection is based on and studies of the tissue and blood. Biopsy, histopathological. 151. Tests are done to detect increased cell counts in leukemias. Bone marrow. 152. And are very useful to detect cancer of the internal organs. X-rays, CT, MRI. 153. 153. CT stands for computed tomography. Computed tomography, computed tomography, computed tomography. 154. CT scans use X-rays. T. 155. CT scans generate 2D images of internals of an object. F. 3D. 156. MRI uses dash and dash. Magnetic field in non-ionizing radiation, magnetic field in non-ionizing radiation, magnetic field in non-ionizing radiation. 157. Antibodies against cancer-specific antigens are also used for the detection of certain cancers. T. 158. Treatment of cancer is commonly by surgery, surgery radiation therapy and immunotherapy, surgery radiation therapy and immunotherapy, surgery radiation therapy and immunotherapy. 159. Side effects of cancer drugs are hair loss, anemia, hair loss, anemia, hair loss, anemia. 160. As tumor cells are made of our own cells, they are not destroyed by our immune system. F. But they avoid destruction by the immune system. F. But they avoid destruction by the immune system. F. But they avoid destruction by the immune system. 161. Dash activates the immune system and helps in destroying the tumor. Alpha interferon. Alpha interferon. Alpha interferon. 162. Biological response modifiers example, alpha interferon. Alpha interferon. Alpha interferon. 163. Identify the chemical structures shown in diagram. 4. A and B. Diagram. 4A structure of morphine, B. Structure of cannabinoid molecule. Diagram. 4A structure of morphine, B. Structure of cannabinoid molecule. Diagram. 4A structure of morphine, B. Structure of cannabinoid molecule. 164. Identify the plant structures shown in diagram. 5. A, B, and C. Diagram. 5A opium poppy, B. Leaves of cannabis sativa, C. Flowering branch of datura. Diagram. 5A opium poppy, B. Leaves of cannabis sativa, C. Flowering branch of datura. Diagram. 5A opium poppy, B. Leaves of cannabis sativa, C. Flowering branch of datura. 165. Commonly abused drugs are opioids, cannabinoids, and coca alkaloids, opioids, cannabinoids, and coca alkaloids, opioids, cannabinoids, and coca alkaloids. 166. Some abused drugs are obtained from fungi. T, e.g., LSD from claviceps. T, e.g., LSD from claviceps. T, e.g., LSD from claviceps. 167. Opioids bind to specific dash present in our dash and dash. Opioid receptor, CNS and gastrointestinal tract. Opioid receptor, CNS and gastrointestinal tract. Opioid receptor, CNS and gastrointestinal tract. 168. Heroin is commonly called smack, smack, smack. 169. Heroin's chemical name is diacetylmorphine, diacetylmorphine, diacetylmorphine. 170. Smack is a black, white, aroma, odorless, sweet, bitter crystalline compound. White, odorless, bitter. White, odorless, bitter. White, odorless, bitter. 171. Smack is obtained from the acetylation of morphine, morphine, morphine. 172. Morphine is extracted from dash of the poppy plant, named dash. Latex, Papaver somniferum. Latex, Papaver somniferum. Latex, Papaver somniferum. 173. Heroin is taken by dash and dash. Snorting and injection. Snorting and injection. Snorting and injection. 174. Heroin is a stimulant, depressant. 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 175. Cannabinoid receptors are present in dash. Brain, 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 brain. 176. Natural cannabinoids are obtained from the dash of the plant dash. Inflorescence, cannabis sativa. Inflorescence, cannabis sativa. Inflorescence, cannabis sativa. 177. Examples of some cannabinoids are marijuana, hashish, charas and ganja, marijuana, hashish, charas and ganja, marijuana, hashish, charas and ganja. 178. Which parts of cannabis are used to produce cannabinoids? Flower tops, leaves in the resin of cannabis plant, flower tops, leaves in the resin of cannabis plant, flower tops, leaves in the resin of cannabis plant. 179. They are taken by inhalation and ingestion. F. 180. They are taken by inhalation and injection. Inhalation and injection. Inhalation and injection. 181. How many C atoms are present in the skeletal structure of a cannabinoid molecule? 21. 21. 21. 182. Cannabinoids are known for their effects on the dash system. Nervous system. Nervous system. Nervous system. 183. Coca alkaloid has a potent stimulating action on the dash. CNS. 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 184. Coca alkaloid is also called dash cocaine. 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 185. It is obtained from the plant dash which is native to the country dash. Erythroxylum coca, South America. Erythroxylum coca, South America. Erythroxylum coca, South America. 186. Cocaine is commonly called dash or dash. Coke or crack. Coke or crack. Coke or crack. 187. Cocaine is usually dash. Snorted. 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 188. Cocaine is a dash and produces a sense of dash. Stimulant, euphoria. Stimulant, euphoria. Stimulant, euphoria. 189. Excessive dosage of cocaine causes dash. Hallucinations. 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 190. Other plants with well-known hallucinogenic properties are Atropa belladonna and datura. Atropa belladonna and datura. Atropa belladonna and datura. 191. Drugs used as medicines to cope up with mental illness are barbiturates, amphetamines, benzodiazepines, barbiturates, amphetamines, benzodiazepines, barbiturates, amphetamines, benzodiazepines. 192. Mental illness examples include depression, insomnia, depression, insomnia, depression, insomnia. 193. Dash is a very effective sedative and painkiller. Morphine. 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 194. Cocaine. Morphine is used in patients who have undergone surgery. Morphine. 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 195. Tobacco is used by humans for more than dash years. 400. 400. 400. 196. Tobacco can be smoked. T. 197. Tobacco contains dash which is a dash. Nicotine, drug. Nicotine, drug. Nicotine, drug. 198. Nicotine stimulates dash glands to release adrenal, adrenaline and noradrenaline. Adrenal, adrenaline and noradrenaline. Adrenal, adrenaline and noradrenaline. 199. Smoking increases the incidence of urinary bladder cancer. 200. Tobacco chewing is associated with the risk of dash. Oral cavity cancer. Oral cavity cancer. Oral cavity cancer. 201. Smoking increases Colorado CO2 content in blood. CO. 202. Adolescent age group is from dash to dash. 12 to 18. 12 to 18. 12 to 18. 203. Define dependence. Dependence is the tendency of the body to manifest a characteristic and unpleasant withdrawal syndrome if the regular dose of drugs, alcohol is abruptly discontinued. Dependence is the tendency of the body to manifest a characteristic and unpleasant withdrawal syndrome if the regular dose of drugs, alcohol is abruptly discontinued. Dependence is the tendency of the body to manifest a characteristic and unpleasant withdrawal syndrome if the regular dose of drugs, alcohol is abruptly discontinued. 204. Withdrawal syndrome is characterized by anxiety, shakiness, nausea and sweating, anxiety, shakiness, nausea and sweating, anxiety, shakiness, nausea and sweating. 205. Excessive use of drugs may lead to death due to respiratory failure, heart failure, or cerebral hemorrhage. Respiratory failure, heart failure or cerebral hemorrhage, respiratory failure, heart failure or cerebral hemorrhage, respiratory failure, heart failure or cerebral hemorrhage. 206. Intravenous drug abusers may acquire serious infections like AIDS and hepatitis B, AIDS and hepatitis B, AIDS and hepatitis B. 207. Both AIDS and hepatitis B infections are chronic infections and ultimately fatal. 208. Hepatitis B does not spread through sexual contact. 209. The chronic use of drugs and alcohol damages the dash and dash. Nervous system and liver cirrhosis. Nervous system and liver cirrhosis. Nervous system and liver cirrhosis. 210. The chronic use of drugs and alcohol damages the dash and dash. Nervous system and liver cirrhosis. Nervous system and liver cirrhosis. Nervous system and liver cirrhosis. 211. Use of drugs and alcohol during pregnancy does not have any effect on the fetus. 212. Which drugs do sportspersons misuse to enhance their performance? narcotic analgesics, anabolic steroids, diuretics. Narcotic analgesics, anabolic steroids, diuretics. Narcotic analgesics, anabolic steroids, diuretics. 213. Reduction in size of testicles and decrease in sperm count occur in males using anabolic steroids. T. 214. Side effects of anabolic steroids in females include masculinization, increased aggressiveness, mood swings, depression, abnormal menstrual cycles, excessive hair growth on the face and body, enlargement of clitoris, deepening of voice. Masculinization, increased aggressiveness, mood swings, depression, abnormal menstrual cycles, excessive hair growth on the face and body, enlargement of clitoris, deepening of voice. Masculinization, increased aggressiveness, mood swings, depression, abnormal menstrual cycles, excessive hair growth on the face and body, enlargement of clitoris, deepening of voice. 215. Side effects of anabolic steroids in males include acne, increased aggressiveness, mood swings, depression, reduction in size of the testicles, decreased sperm production, potential for kidney and liver dysfunction, breast enlargement, premature baldness, enlargement of the prostate gland. Acne, increased aggressiveness, mood swings, depression, reduction in size of the testicles, decreased sperm production, potential for kidney and liver dysfunction, breast enlargement, premature baldness, enlargement of the prostate gland. Acne, increased aggressiveness, mood swings, depression, reduction in size of the testicles, decreased sperm production, potential for kidney and liver dysfunction, breast enlargement, premature baldness, enlargement of the prostate gland. 216. Premature closure of growth centers of long bones occurs by using anabolic steroids in adolescents. 217. Side effects of anabolic steroids in adolescents include facial and body acne, premature closure of growth centers of long bones. Facial and body acne, premature closure of growth centers of long bones. Facial and body acne, premature closure of growth centers of long bones.